I'm gonna do like a 2-minute spiel first.
Do it.
Just introducing myself.
Do it.
First podcast live. That's exciting.
Is it?
Okay. Welcome to my podcast, everyone. This is Zachary Reality, and you are listening to Zachary Reality. And we're here in a very special location today because we have never done my podcast live in a studio with in-person guests. So this is a really big deal. And if you guys have been following me for a while, you know what a big deal this is. So I really appreciate you guys joining here, listening, watching. We're in the Spotify studios today in downtown LA. It's kind of exciting. I feel like I don't even know how to like mumble and stuff because this truly is my first time. But I feel like you guys will relate to the vulnerability. So we're here with two special guests today to talk about Prime Video's newest reality show, The One That Got Away. We have Kasey. Woo!
Thanks for clapping.
Clap for her.
Let's go.
And Vince.
What up? What
Well,
up?
I'm just meeting for the first time. Me and Kasey actually met last weekend. We got drinks.
We did.
Do you
Lots
wanna-
of them.
Do you want to tell them how it went?
It was cool. We went to EPLP.
PLP.
Very bougie. Totally my vibe. Thank you very much for bringing
Yeah.
me and, breaking that cherry.
Uh-huh.
I really appreciate it.
Well, the thing is that when we were hanging out, Kasey's still single. Spoiler alert.
So single.
Me and my friend Liz, we made sure to hook her up with a man.
Oh.
And technically, I was just kind of looking for men on my own. But once I
Right.
found out they were straight, I was like, oh, I have this friend named Kasey. How many men did I bring to you?
3.
How did that go?
Well, I mean, they were good looking,
Yeah.
but they didn't. One of them was married.
Well, didn't he say it was complicated?
One of them said he was complicated.
Okay.
And then the other one said his ex looked like Margot Robbie.
Ooh.
So I was like, I guess you're just rejecting me.
She actually texted me about
did.
Oh, you heard about
the
this.
Margot
Oh, yeah.
Robbie one
He knows all
afterward.
about my dating life.
I know
Gotcha.
all the guys she's dating and all their red flags, and I'm always like, why is there always something wrong with
There's
them? Like,
always something wrong with these guys. Like, it must be the breed
Yeah,
here.
we're gonna get into your red flags because I watched you date on the show, and I mean, you had a few guys that just were not even worthy of you. Like, I can't
Thank
wait
you.
to find out what actually happened off camera with Dylan or Steve. I still don't know the difference. They look so much alike.
she has a type,
She
right?
has a
You will
type.
be surprised, Zach. I'm
No.
telling you, like all of her dates, even in real life, I'm like, they all look the same. They all are just bald
And they
white
all
dudes.
have red flags.
All red flags, bald white dudes with a beard.
Okay.
It's always the same archetype. I don't know. What's
Kasey,
going on?
what's wrong with you?
She's a magnet.
No, I think they are attractive to me.
And sometimes we like guys or girls who are into us.
Yeah.
And then we're like, oh, they like me. I should give them a chance.
That's exactly what happens.
Yeah.
And you'll see that in the beginning of my experience on the show that like I definitely go for whoever just gives me attention.
Yeah. We'll talk about it. So
At least you're self-aware, Case.
yeah.
I am. I'm very
So
self-aware.
if you guys are just listening to this podcast or watching on YouTube, please be sure. See, I'm mumbling over my words.
You're doing amazing.
Please be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, leave your comments down below. If you have any further questions after the end of this podcast, leave them down below and Kasey and Vince will get to them. But I think we're going to get to all the important things. Now, they were just on a reality show on Prime Video called The One That Got Away. It was about 6 singles who basically were like The Bachelor, and they had people that came from their past, like high school, Vegas, college, and tried to give them a second chance. So imagine it being like the right person but the wrong time. So that's like the concept of this show. How did you guys feel when you were originally pitched the concept? Vince, why don't you start?
Yeah, I mean, for me, when I first heard about it, I actually got reached out to through Bumble. So it was a casting producer
What?
that just like, I guess I swiped right on everybody. So I just
Wow.
matched with a casting
I've
producer.
never heard a casting on Bumble before.
Yeah, well, it's a good way to find some single guys,
actually
I guess.
is.
But I actually told you this earlier that I actually got reached out to by a casting producer for The Bachelorette first.
My favorite show ever.
Which I actually never really watched it. So I actually had to look it up and I was like, oh, 30 guys going after one girl. And I would be like one of the suitors. I was like, I don't really know how I feel about that, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just, that dynamic wasn't really that exciting to me. And then literally a month later, this show came to me and they told me about the premise. And I was like, you're shitting me because this is like my life. Like The One That Got Away, I was in a relationship for 9 years since high school. I was like, I have so many misconnections. So I was really
you were
excited.
actually excited about it.
Yeah, I was, but how realistic is it to get casted, right? Like someone reaches out to you, I'm like, okay, what are the odds, you know?
So do you watch reality TV?
I watched some of the Netflix ones, like Too Hot to Handle, Love Is Blind. I feel like during the pandemic we all watched that, right?
Yeah, but it feels so random that casting producers just reached out to you, and you said they reached out to you too randomly.
Yeah.
Like, don't you think that's so random that you guys didn't apply and they just found you? Like, what do you think you had?
Right.
What was that?
Well, I think some of my photos were pretty good because that was like before I gained a lot of weight, and I was like still pretty good in my old photos. And then when they asked me to like audition, so I was like, oh my god, I need to lose weight. I need to like look like my photos. And so I just started working out like every day, like super hard, trying to get into good shape. And
You gotta
then
pretend you're going on Survivor. Like, that is my advice to
Right?
anyone going on reality TV. Like, pretend you're going on Survivor and get in shape because you're about to be criticized and critiqued by the entire world.
Oh my god, it happens every day.
Kasey, how was it being on TV?
It was such a surreal experience, and also like Vince, I mean, I was also reached out to, and for another show actually.
Which one?
Originally, it was gonna be a first show from MTV. It was about Asian entrepreneurs in New York City. So I was like, cool, this is like a badass vibe. I definitely want this going for me. But at the time, I was still in a relationship, in my 7.5-year relationship. And during the pandemic, I broke it off with my ex. And then the casting producer was like, you know what, I'll just keep you in mind for another opportunity. And then she's like, I'm serious about this because usually when something falls through, I don't keep in touch with people that like fall through things.
Yeah.
Like this is very rare.
It's like, oh, I'll see you later.
But like you never really
talk to
do.
them
It's like
again.
when you submit a resume for a job, they're
Yeah.
like, we'll keep it in our thing, and
Or-
if
yeah,
opportunities arise, we'll contact you.
Or when you're in LA and you run into someone, they're like, oh, let's get lunch. Yeah, right.
Yeah, flaky. Come on.
You're new
Do
to
you
LA,
know?
but that's how it is in
I know.
LA.
It is.
You
It's
get
like,
it.
let's get coffee, let's get lunch. It never happens.
Never happens.
Never.
But we followed up and now we're here.
Yeah.
So, and now we're
the
friends.
real ones.
We are the real
Like obviously.
ones.
But yeah, it was crazy that they, reached out to me, and I think having my Twitch streams really helped. Like they could automatically know who I was going to be.
Well, was
you
that your
know?
goal going on this reality show to almost like further your career in streaming since you already were a creator before?
It's so funny that they actually marketed me as a Twitch streamer because
Yeah.
I didn't ask them to do that.
Okay.
So like I think
Well, what did you want them to do?
I thought they were just gonna put content creator.
Content creator.
You know what I mean? But the fact that they said Twitch streamer. I mean, to be
trendy.
fair, it's trendy.
It's
It's new.
trendy.
It's different. Also, Amazon owns Twitch. So like,
Oh,
Yeah,
you know, like they
Gotcha.
probably are
Cross-promotion right
trying to
there.
like, by the way, like go to Twitch,
Yeah.
So I think that helped them also as well. But yeah, I
Cool.
knew it would help obviously my content creation,
Yeah.
and it was just perfect because I was single.
Yeah,
You
and-
know?
and she wants a husband, and she still wants a husband.
I
so we're
do.
still looking.
We
But
are.
like one thing that was pondering through my mind is when I was thinking, I'm like, what if I got cast for the show? Who the fuck is coming from my past?
Terrifying.
Like that would freak me out. Did you guys know who was gonna show up for you? Did any of them reach out? They were like, oh, I'm also in casting.
Oh my
Vince?
gosh, yes. So, well, so the casting process for this show is just a complete shit show, right? Because you have to go into our past. Like they asked us for lists of girls where I'm just like,
Oh, so you're like you're helping them.
I'm trying to help them out because like my whole thing is even if you like me, like if you don't have girls to want to date me, I'm not gonna get casted.
Yeah, yeah.
So I
Yeah.
remember like submitting like a list of like 6-7 girls, and of course,
it?
well, yeah, because I don't. I mean, I'm on Bumble like for
Oh
a
my
reason.
God,
Like if I knew
excuse
there was
me.
girls that wanted to date me, I would just reach out. But like I was like,
How many
maybe?
did you submit?
I submitted like 50.
Jesus
50
Christ.
guys.
Are you kidding me?
So did anyone show up that you didn't submit?
Oh, all of mine
Yes.
I didn't submit. Like
Oh, so you were completely surprised
Completely
when Eureka
surprised.
showed up and everyone else.
yeah, I haven't talked to any of them. Like some of the
Yeah.
people who showed up for other people, they're like still friends, right? Like for Jeff, like it was all his friends.
Yeah,
like
Jeff was okay. I mean, I'm gay and I get it. It's an insensual, except what's the word? Friend group.
yeah, and
Yeah.
they all hang out. Like they're all like
Yeah.
like still friends and everything.
Exactly.
Whereas like the people from my past were deep in my past. Like I like
Well, you had like I wrote this down. You had high school Eureka, college was Munish,
Manouche.
law school Andrea, and then recent years Isabel.
Correct. Yes.
So who was your favorite?
Oh, well, I mean, you already know who I left with. Like obviously, I don't know if you.
And I'm assuming that all of you have already watched the show. Otherwise, you might just be listening to this podcast because you support me or you support them or just for pure enjoyment. But we're going to convince everyone to watch this show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's the best dating show like out there
It's a-
ever. Like
it's
It's such a
great
unique
concept.
concept.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
every single dating show is always about like blind dates. Like you've never met them before. They're from across the world, across the country.
Complete
But it's-
strangers.
Right. But like
Yeah.
here we're dating people that we grew up with in our hometown. Like the chances of actually finding a connection are so much higher because you already have
that
such a
establishment.
solid foundation of a common interest, a common place, a common time.
Yeah, because we were only filming for like 5 weeks. Like, you know, other reality shows probably around the same time. Do you actually expect to fall in love within that time frame? You know what I mean? Whereas I feel like for this show, it's like that's actually a lot more possible.
It's very possible.
It's a lot more real, right? Because I feel like a lot of critics of reality TV are always just like, oh, well, how realistic is this, right? Like,
yeah.
And
the show felt
I was like that too.
I get annoyed when people ask me like, was it real though? I was like, yes, I freaking went on this experiment and I put my heart out on the line. I was actually trying to find another guy.
But like, I was one of those guys that used to be like, dude, how real is this? Like, this is all fake. Like, I used to think that too. So I don't blame people for thinking that way. But like, because of this premise, I feel like a lot of people who thought like me are like, you know what? There are people from my past. Like, if I did see them on this show, like, maybe there could be like real love. You know what I mean? I feel like that's such a relatable concept.
Where was the show filmed?
It was in Calamigos Ranch.
Yeah, in Malibu, California.
Oh, I was like wondering. I'm like, where are they?
It was supposed to be like an island.
Yeah.
But because of COVID restrictions, we had to be local.
Wait, and for the portal, there was all the smoke. Was that edited in, or was there actually smoke?
No, there was
there's
literally
smoke.
smoke. I
There's
couldn't
actually
see where I was stepping. I was in my stilettos, like on this plank. Like, I thought I was going to trip and die on TV.
Did you guys have your phones?
No
phones,
phone, no
whole
internet,
laptop.
nothing.
Most people didn't even have a clock. I had an alarm clock in my
you guys
room.
had better conditions than the people trying to date you because you were the leads.
Oh yeah, they had it really bad. You saw in that one scene, Travis's bed just broke. They had it pretty bad. Like,
But it was nice. They had a kitchen.
Dude, their AC didn't work. Like their like bathrooms were getting clogged. Like I heard some nightmare stuff. Like it was like no bueno. Like we had it nice. Like our place was like thousands of dollars per night because it's like a wedding venue that's really expensive, right? So we got to do that for free.
We had like a suite for ourselves.
Oh yeah, and the girls were your guys' rooms were even nicer than ours.
Oh yeah. I don't like. I know he said he submitted people on a list.
Yeah.
But like, only one person on my list showed up. Simon.
Gotcha.
Which I didn't even remember.
You didn't know Steve was coming. You didn't know Dylan was coming.
No, but I know like why, because my best friends were also reached out to,
and like, they told you.
At the end,
but they didn't want to spoil it for you and tell you before
Correct.
you left. Gotcha.
And there was even two guys that were gonna, if I didn't close my portal, I found out later that were actually waiting at the hotel.
Oh, you had two guys too? I had two girls too waiting for me
were
too.
Were you interested in those people? Now, looking back at it?
I actually tried to see if there was a connection with one of the guys.
Of course she did.
I'm an opportunist.
No, for sure. This is life after the show.
Yeah, okay. I'm just like a go-getter, you know, even in my dating life. So you
then let's talk about your dating life. So the way we're going to do this, we have two lovely reality stars here. We're going to talk a little bit about Kasey for a second, and then we're going to get into Vince's love story on the show. I mean, I want to just start off with Alyssa because I feel like that was the biggest drama of the show, and I want to hear your perspective from an outsider. I mean, this was hilarious TV to watch. I mean, I didn't even know like how sensitive you were because I felt like on the show you really were pissed off at her. Like she came for your man.
Yeah.
Like basically you're dating Steve, Dylan. See, I don't know the difference.
They look very much alike. If Dylan shaved his head, they would be twins.
So it was Dylan.
Yeah,
that she had a crush
was
on.
The one. Yeah.
So she asked you for permission to talk to Dylan, and you said,
I literally said, you know, let's wait it out because I want to make sure that it's not going to work for me before you give it a go.
Gotcha.
But if it doesn't work out, then yes, you have my permission. So I think she got a little confused.
Oh, so you do think she got confused because I thought it was just straight up shady. These are my words. I don't know her.
Try not to speak ill about people and their intentions.
Okay.
But like, yeah, I mean, I specifically said no. And I said, if it's a no, then a maybe for you later.
Okay.
But I don't think that was clear. Like, maybe she misinterpreted it completely and decided to go after, you know, what she wanted.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I can respect that. She wanted to go after she wanted. She was not finding connections in the house. Like, she was about to hit rock bottom.
Yeah, she did not have a great
she wanted to suss him out, so she brought him over, had the candles, the roses.
Oh, my God. I was so angry in that moment.
And then you walked in. The producers must have told you to walk in during that moment.
Yeah, they were like, okay, well, you just finished your date with Steve.
Yeah.
Second bald guy.
And
they were like, go have some girl chat. And she's like, literally lives right next to me. So I was like, okay, sure. And they're like, yeah, the girls are there. And I'm like, all right. And then I like walk in And
it was such good TV. It was the best moment of the show, I think. The most dramatic. It was just like, wow.
I was so angry.
So did that cause a wedge between you guys in the house as like the leads? Like, did you feel like you had to be like, oh, I'm Team Kasey, I'm Team Alyssa, or was it just not that deep?
I feel like it was a little bit weird just because like we didn't see what happened, right? Because we were all like, you know, off camera, like they had their own scene, but we only heard from their side of the story. And I mean, I talked to the group about it, and you know, we were like, dude, you guys need to squash this beef. Like, this is so unnecessary. Like,
you guys needed a united front.
Yeah, and this was so early on too.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we're still trying to get to know each other. And Kasey was never like, she's hardly there in the group meetings because like she wakes up hella late. Like she wakes up at like 2 p.m.
No, because they shot my scenes late.
Okay, yeah, she got the late night shift. So
That's
like
good.
the morning crew, the breakfast club that we call it, you know, like basically everyone but Kasey, we would like hang out, get breakfast, and we would all talk off camera about it. And we're all just like, you know, hearing Alyssa's side of the story. So we're kind of like feeling one way, and we don't ever get to hear Kasey's side of the story.
So what was Alyssa's side?
Well, she was just like, you know, we're here to date. Like, we're here to date. Like, why is, you know, there's no rules. Like, you know, like that was her perspective, I feel like. And I can understand that. And so because I never talked to Kasey about her perspective, I was always just like, I don't know, like maybe Kasey's just acting up, you know? Like,
yeah. But then you talked to her and sit her down. Was that awkward?
Like after it happened?
Both. Like in the moment when you walked in, it was so awkward, right?
Oh my God, my heart was racing.
Oh my
God. I was
God.
like, what am I going to do in this moment? Like, I was like, they were like, where do you want to like sit? And I'm like, where the fuck should I sit? Like, you tell me. And then she was like, they just moved over and they were like, here, sit in the middle. I was like, this is the most awkward sandwich conversation I've ever seen in my life.
And then you sent him home.
Well, I think
was that the reason why?
Was really awkward for him.
Yeah.
So he decided to leave because like then it was a situation between her like and me breaking girl code. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I was like, you know, for females it's very important we lean on other girls because we only get each other. So for her to like do that in that moment, like this is what I was thinking when I was there. Was just I just felt so betrayed. And like you see me say that there, and like we're in this experience, we have this united front. Like how could my neighbor, my friend do this to me?
Especially because you guys are the only leads, so it's like you can't even trust the other girls in the other house.
Right.
You're supposed to trust her. So did she apologize to you? Like have you guys made amends from that?
We did try to make amends. It's off camera. You actually did not see the scene where we actually made up.
Oh, cool.
So I guess they like took that out.
Yeah. Which would have been an important scene.
I think so.
There was a lot of leads. There was 6 of you guys. And I felt like there was some episodes where like you guys weren't even in the episode. Or like you were only in it for like a couple of minutes. Like there was just like 6 stories to divulge.
It was a lot.
It's a lot to
and
follow.
I almost feel like maybe next season they should just do 4.
They were
That's
actually.
what I was thinking,
I
too.
think that's what they're thinking actually.
Okay.
To have
what I'm
less
talking
leads.
about.
Yeah.
Are you gonna be the producer for the next show?
I want to be the producer. I want to be the star. I want to interview and host the reunion.
Just
I want to do it all.
Just
I'll
do
be
it all.
PA
This is
too.
the Zachary dating show.
Exactly. Honestly, I feel like we're here like at a reunion. Like imagine we had the whole
know.
cast here. What would you want to say to Alyssa now?
Well,
Well,
girl,
she's happy with Adam, right?
Yeah,
That's
she
awesome.
is. So it's like, I mean, I think what you did was wrong.
Yeah.
Thank you for apologizing. She has apologized.
good.
So like that's what's important. And we were all under like such a high stress environment, and she was just she really wanted to find any guy that she was attracted to at that point. So I don't blame her for like acting instinctually, you know?
Yeah.
So like that's how like I think I would see the situation. Like, you know, it was like ride or die for her, right? At that moment, she wanted to fight for herself, and like that's fine, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, in a different, like if this happened in real life, I probably wouldn't be talking
That's
to
fair.
her anymore.
That's fair. It's a show where
yeah.
there's certain circumstances. You're
That are
like losing your
elevated.
mind.
Yeah.
We all love to Alyssa and Adam. They're all happy together. Are there any other couples from the show that are still together besides, we're going to get to you because I don't even know the answer.
Jeff and Alex.
Jeff and Alex.
Yeah.
And they're super happy together. You think they're going to get engaged and stuff?
I don't know. I know they're building a house together.
Oh, wow.
In the Hamptons.
Of
to
course.
Like,
Where
I
else?
think, but I don't think it's for them. I think they're like planning to like throw events and parties in it and stuff like that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's all I know.
Just let us know the details and we'll book a flight there. Oh, and then you ended up picking Simon at the end.
I did, yeah.
Why did you pick Simon?
He was like the least crazy dude on
I get
to
that.
be honest, that showed up.
Yeah.
I mean, Dylan was literally insane. Steve is just not a vibe. Like, it just was not a match. Neither was Vinny. Vinny was just a great source of
he was a good
entertainment.
comedic relief.
Yes.
You know,
He was the
like
funny
he was
guy.
that was the funniest date to
Yes,
me. Out of the whole
yeah.
show, that date I was dying. Like just his whole Sopranos persona, because I didn't even really get to
I
meet
know.
him. That was just money.
Wait, he got mad
Mwah.
though.
Let me say money.
Vinny got mad when you broke up with him.
I was so
he
shocked.
got mad.
He broke up with you.
Yeah, dude.
Was it? Did he? Break
Yeah,
up
he
with
broke
you?
up with
Okay, I
her.
thought it was, like,
Yes.
mutual.
I was like, okay, first, like, he literally, like, comes and knocks on my door. And I'm like,
Okay.
I was like, is it a producer?
Is it
like,
Vinny?
is it my food? Like,
Is it your dog?
yeah, anyone? So then all of a sudden, like, Vinny comes in and he has this, like, aura of, like, sadness. And I'm like, hey. And I was already thinking about sending him home. So I was like, okay, this is great now. I can do it. So he's there and he, like, surprises me.
Oh wow.
And he's just like, hey, so I don't think it's really cool what you did. If you were interested in me, you would have not kissed Dylan. And I'm like, you just showed up yesterday. Like, what are you talking about? I was
Well,
like,
you did say to him that it's not the environment for him.
yes, exactly.
And that's the truth, is that you just have to get comfortable with dating multiple people at the same time.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
it's
you
not
know what you
comfortable
signed up
anyone.
for.
But this
Yeah.
is, but he knew that. Like, he knew he was gonna date
I
multiple
guess it's harder in the
people.
moment, and it just didn't work out for him. So what happened with
Yeah.
you and Simon after the show?
After the show,
Yeah, you left the show together.
we tried to make things happen. We like hung out for like 1 or 2 months or something.
Where does he live?
in New York.
So you were in LA, or were
I
you
was
in New York
in New
at
York
the time?
still.
Okay.
So yeah, I thought like, you know, this could work out, like blah blah blah. I was like, but I plan to move on to LA, and I think he was going to move here also for a job opportunity, and he already got accepted. Like he had just gotten his MBA, so he was like set to go. So I was like, cool, so we can like take our time and like casually date also in California. And then because of family obligations, he had to stay back in New York City. And I was like, oh, and I already had moved to LA. So I was like, where are you? You know?
So do you think if he moved to LA, you still would be together?
I don't know about being together, but I feel like we would have explored dating each other for a little bit longer. Whereas like because we moved and like I am so against long distance dating. Like
Yeah.
I need to hold and touch someone. Like I just knew it wasn't going to work. So it might have happened. I'm not really sure.
Well, either way, it wasn't meant to be. Because if you loved him or he loved you, he would have moved or you would have moved, and you just would have made it work.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's all good. Like he's a good guy. He's got a good head on his shoulders. I'm sure he'll find
And now you're
someone.
back on the prowl. Maybe going
I
on.
am.
We need to put her on season 2.
I
She's ready to
know.
go back with a brand new group of guys.
My standards are higher than ever. It's going to
Okay.
be very difficult for
Okay.
a man to impress me at this point.
Okay, let's talk about Vince and Eureka. You guys were like the it couple of the house. Everyone was shipping you guys. The audience, the housemates. Were you shipping them?
Oh, we were all shipping them.
Like you guys were so
we were
cute.
rooting for you guys so
Now,
hard.
I was doing my digging and I read your very long novel. I had to read it like I was like.
You
wait,
read the
oh my-
comment too, the
It was-
second part.
Of course.
Wait, which one are we talking
There was,
about?
on his Instagram, he did like the
announcement.
update, like
That
when you guys were allowed
one.
to share what the updates were. So you guys got engaged on the show, and then you broke up, and then you reconnected. What's going on now?
So yeah, so it's a little bit complicated. So yeah, we left the show honestly on the highest of highs. Like we were engaged. I went on, I did not go into this whole experiment thinking I would really find someone, that I felt so strongly about. And all the emotions, like everyone's watching the show, they think, oh, like how are these emotions getting so accelerated? Like you moved too fast, right? Like Vince, you just got down on one knee. She needed some more time. They didn't see all the off-camera time that we had. Like towards the end of it, like in the beginning, they kept us so separate. Like everyone on the arrival side and all the leads, we were so separate. Like we hardly got to see each other.
Like that kind of show when you guys showed up, and it was like I haven't met your people yet. When there was like the pool party planning, and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. Like we didn't get to see them. And then, but towards the like tail end, I kept on like pushing the producers to be like, hey, please, like let me get some off-camera time. And then we actually spent a lot of time together. And then, people thought like, oh, like I just busted out the engagement, like just random, like, like so abruptly, but we talked about it. Like,
cool.
like Eureka came into my room one night and she was like, we were talking, having a good conversation. And she was like, I kind of want to leave more than just boyfriend girlfriend.
So she was her idea first.
Yeah, because I was thinking of it, but like I didn't know. It was just so rushed.
You
know,
saw the
like,
other couples do promise rings,
Right.
Which is like way less pressure on The Bachelor. They force you to get engaged. On Love Is Blind, they force you to get engaged before you even
Right.
meet them, and then they make you leave someone at the wedding. Like that's fucking crazy.
Right.
So it was your guys' idea to get engaged. It
Yeah.
wasn't the show.
Yeah, no, the show never
you would
even-
think they would want a proposal because it's a reality show.
I would think that too, but none of the producers came up to me and asked me like, "Oh, how do you want to
cool.
leave?" Like no one did, and we were literally about to
Yeah.
wrap in like 2 days, and I was like,
Yeah.
and I had to talk to the producer. I was like, "Guys, like I actually think I want to propose. Like I think I want to do this," and they were
So
like,
did they get you a ring?
"Oh yeah,
Of
yeah, they got
course.
us a ring."
Okay,
Yeah.
but I want to know what's going on. 'Cause,
Okay,
like,
you wanna
we
know what's
really
going
do want you guys to be happy.
Right.
So I hope this isn't like too deep, but like I still don't know where you guys are at.
So we reconnected once the show came out, and we've been talking a lot, like
Recently?
really frequently.
When
yeah.
was the last time you texted her?
Feel
Feel free to check your phone.
Let me see. When is the last time I texted her?
Eureka.
When did you guys break up, though?
We broke up, I would say around October. So the
Okay.
we finished like filming like early August, and it was like towards the tail end of October, I think. But let's see. I just texted her a couple days ago.
Okay.
Yeah, because
So you guys are not together.
no,
You're figuring it out.
we're trying to figure it out. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think the feelings are all there. Like we literally we've had like 4 hour, 5 hour, 6 hour phone calls already. Like we're us just like in tears, like talking about things, trying to make it work. Because we don't want to just do this for show. Like I feel like a lot of people
And
like
don't do it for us. Like,
Yeah.
For the fans who watch the show and
Yeah.
support you, like do it because you guys want
exactly.
to do
So that's the thing. Like we have so many people rooting for us, and we
Yeah.
get DMs every single day about that. Like their life stories and trying to like give us advice. And we know there's a lot of people rooting for us, but we want to do this for us because me and her, we're really not the type of people that come onto reality TV to try to like, oh, we're trying to get famous.
Yeah.
That wasn't the goal. Like our goal is like we honestly wanted to find something real, and so I think that's what really makes it special because I think we can actually see each other actually being
She's
together.
in San
for real.
Francisco. You're in Los Angeles.
No, so she moved from SF to New York now.
Oh,
I
that
know.
makes it so
Further
much
away,
harder.
I know the
No.
time difference sucks because like when I get off of work, she's already like it's already late there, and I'm
Yeah.
going to the gym. So we usually talk on my drive from like work to the gym, and there's been days where I literally will be in the gym parking lot on the phone with her, and we just end up talking for hours, and I'm like, I'm not going to the gym anymore. Like we're just gonna
Yeah.
keep talking, and you already know I don't skip the gym for anybody.
yeah.
But like just because I wanted to talk to her, like we ended up spending a lot
So
of
do you have
time.
plans to like see her soon?
She's literally coming next week.
Okay.
She's coming to LA
my
next
God.
week.
Okay, so we're gonna go on a double date.
Yes, that's
Yeah, let's do
I
it.
want to meet Eureka. Do you think that they will make it work, or do you think it's just time will tell?
As I had just said, I really don't believe in long distance relationships. So something would have to really happen drastically in terms of like they need to be in the same city for it to work, especially because they just came off of like an engagement.
Yeah.
Like that's such a strong connection that like if you're not with that person, it's going to be very difficult and there's going to be a lot of fighting if, you guys aren't together in the same space. So I wish the best, and I hope that like you're talking enough that you do feel that connection that's strong enough that you guys can talk about, okay, where should we live? You know what I mean? That's what I'm hoping for you guys and like the best. So I mean, it could go either way.
And
Yeah.
maybe when she gets here, you'll have time to hang out and figure it out. And we're gonna have to change the subject because I don't want to ask too many questions because you guys just don't know, and that's fine. And
Yeah.
like whatever is meant to be is gonna be. Like for real. Like we're gonna root for you guys. I'm still gonna be your friend.
Oh, thank
You're still gonna be his friend, right?
Yeah, regardless, of course, duh.
Oh my god. Okay, I want to get into some fun fan questions and shout some people out. I've never done a segment like this before, but I thought it would be
yeah.
fun.
Did you get fan questions like
Yeah, I
submitted?
put some on my Instagram
I saw
story.
that.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we have Manifest My Destiny _ wants to know if there will be a season 2, and if so, what do you think they should do differently? We kind of touched on this, but
We did.
will there be a season 2?
Yes,
Yes,
there's going to be
absolutely.
season 2. They're already like finishing up casting. So
Okay.
I think, or maybe, I feel like they're still
Yeah,
casting. But
I actually
like,
know some of the people who already got casted.
how do you know?
I got some cheap. I'm not gonna say,
Yeah, don't
but
say it.
people are gonna
Not
be
on
really
here.
no, but people are gonna be stoked. Like, let's just say.
Oh, so there will
And-
probably be a familiar face.
Yes, that sounds like it's
Ooh, from
Can't
another
say,
reality show.
but
for sure. Oh
it'll
my
be
god,
it'll be pretty exciting. People are gonna love it, and I think the location might be different too.
The budget only gets bigger for season
I
2.
know.
yeah,
for
exactly.
real.
Damn,
Oh
we
my
were the real
God.
guinea pigs, huh?
We were.
That's so cool. Okay, we'll definitely be staying tuned for that. I'm excited for season 2. And are you guys going to be watching Forever Hamptons and the astrology dating show? What's that one called?
Cosmic
Cosmic
Love.
Love.
Yes.
Cosmic Love.
Yeah,
Definitely.
we're gonna watch them.
So yeah, we had like a red carpet event where we met everybody,
Mm-hmm.
and I love the Astro Twins, all the people on Cosmic
Yeah.
Love. Shout out Connor, Maria, Noelle, and Phoebe. Like they're gonna kill it. I'm super stoked for that show actually.
Yeah,
I'm excited for it too. I did watch the first couple episodes of it. I got sent
Oh, you
them
did?
early,
Oh, nice.
and I think it's a good concept.
Yeah.
But yet I couldn't remember the name. It was like a month ago. But our next question comes from Alicia.Herdon. She says, Ashley overreacted and needed to calm down. Kyle was just trying to be a good friend. So, I mean, that kind of makes me wonder. We haven't talked about Ashley. She was a huge character during the show. Now she's pregnant, which shocked me. If you watch The Ultimatum, it was giving me like Madeline vibes. Did you guys watch The
Oh, yeah,
Ultimatum?
I did,
where
yeah.
it just came out of nowhere. It's like the last person you expect to become pregnant becomes pregnant. What really happened at that pool party?
Okay, well, so she got upset at Kyle, right?
Yeah.
And so Kyle was comforting Eureka, and Eureka was crying and she was feeling a lot of emotions because all of her friends were getting sent home because the pool party was basically a massacre. Like everyone just got sent home on their pool party.
That was a crazy scene.
It was crazy.
I
It
thought
was
we were just gonna have fun that day. Like,
Crazy episode.
Yeah. And people wonder why they didn't see me at the pool party was because I was with Eureka the whole time pretty much, like comforting her and making sure she was feeling better, but that wasn't really shown. But the whole problem was, Kyle was comforting Eureka and then Ashley kind of got, like I guess she saw it and she wasn't really comfortable with it. And she even told me too, she was like, how do you feel about, Eureka and Kyle and this whole thing? And, for me, I just played it off. I was like, I don't really think that anything's going on. But, for her, drinks were flowing that night, definitely flowing. And I think what we saw was a little bit out of character because Ashley, like when you meet her, like while she's sober and everything, like she's like such a sweetheart. Like she's really great.
So she was just drugged that night and being a little stubborn.
I think so.
All these men, they can do whatever I tell them to do. It was. She's an interesting character.
Yeah.
And now she's pregnant. When is she due?
like September, I think.
No, August.
August?
Literally,
Oh, shoot.
yeah, next month.
And she's
Wow.
no longer with Quentin, the guy she left with.
No, she's with someone from her hometown now. Yeah.
Cool. And that guy didn't end up on the show?
I know.
Maybe
She's
he.
lucky.
I think she met him afterwards.
Yeah, I think she met
Oh,
him
wow.
afterwards. Yeah.
Yeah, and people think that's super fast, which it probably is, but it's also like you got to remember they film it and then it airs like a year later.
Exactly.
So much life changes.
Exactly. Like so much can happen in a year.
That's fair.
So yeah.
And then, so Nigel and Desi are no longer together.
no.
Did we talk about this before the show? Before we started recording?
I think
I think
maybe,
so, yeah.
Okay, I want to, because we're on camera now, so I want to get all the updates on all the couples.
Okay, yeah. So
Yeah, they're not together.
Yeah, Nigel's got a new girlfriend. She's
Yeah.
she's a smoke show. I saw her pop in on the live that we did on Prime.
I saw
And
that.
yeah, no, she's cute, and I know he's really happy. So I mean, I love Nigel, so I'm really happy for them. Like they look really cute
Wow.
together.
I really didn't think he was gonna be in a relationship so soon.
I know.
He's like not the type of guy.
he's like switching
Well, and
brands.
his mom,
I know, like what is this?
his
I know.
mom was really strict. I felt like she was scaring all the girls away.
Right, and I was
Oh,
like, well, there's no freaking way Nigel's ever gonna have a girlfriend like anytime soon.
What, because of the
Yeah.
mom scene?
Well, no, because just like the way he was.
She
just,
loves her. She loves her son.
Yeah.
And I don't know if she
He
felt
didn't really have a
pressure.
connection with any of the girls
Yeah.
like that
Yeah.
strongly on the show. So I was like, maybe he's not there yet.
I didn't think it was a mean relationship either, because I feel like Nigel, like on the show, I would call him the in between king, because he's like the guy that like like when girls are kind of in between relationships, he's kind of like the fill-in, and I feel like he had a pretty good thing going with that.
Yeah,
But
he's
in,
like the Rico Suave, you know.
yeah,
What was the
Yeah.
girl's name with all the tattoos?
Alicia.
I liked her.
Yeah.
I
shit.
really liked her, and I loved Anthony.
Oh.
Anthony got eliminated earlier.
Loved
he was dating
Anthony.
Jeff. Huge personality. He really carried a lot of the first episodes.
Yeah.
he was a
His
narrator.
His commentary
He
was,
was like
so good.
a great commentary, like
So good at
host
commentary,
perspective,
but I
yeah.
knew he was gonna get his heart broken by the way that he was just like, if Jeff doesn't like me, then there's nothing I can do about it.
wait, why do you think he was gonna get his heart broken?
Because it was
when he saw him?
foreshadowing. The way he was talking about it in his interviews, there was just so much foreshadowing.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's ways you can kind of like predict how reality TV ends if you like pay attention, because they always try and shake things up. It's a lot of the reality shows are like the same formula.
Yeah.
So like I always see like on The Bachelor, one of the villains always ends up winning. because they want it to be like shocking at the end. Like, how dare you pick him? But another question. I mean, Mary __ KL. She said it felt very scripted. How do you guys respond to that? We kind of talked about that a little bit.
For me, it was not scripted at all.
Yeah,
like,
mine was completely unscripted
yeah,
too.
I mean,
it's just produced.
It's produced where, like, let's say if I said something and it was like 20 minutes long, they'd be like, can you kind of like summarize that, but like in 5 minutes? Like, that's kind of like what they would say.
Because Kasey loves to talk.
Don't you, bitch? Like, oh my
Honestly,
God.
I got a kick out of you. You were so funny in your interviews. And like, I felt like every time something dramatic happened, I saw it on your face. You were just always so shocked. You're like,
I was so into like the experiment, the whole
experience. You were just going with the flow.
I was not acting at all. Like, I was just going like head on. Like, I'm just experiencing things, and the cameras are just, they happen to be there. And as a content creator, I'm so used to the camera, so like I was easy to get adjusted really quickly. Yeah. So yeah, for me, not scripted at all.
Yeah, not scripted. I feel like you had those scenes where they kind of manipulated things, right? They set things up for the producers.
Yeah, sometimes they would be like, okay,
scene,
like but like my reactions were very genuine.
Wait, so do you ever get mad at the producers, or you can't because they're just doing their job, or you can't say? Well, I'm don't answer. Okay, next question.
Yeah, next question.
Okay, this is our last fan question. Sam3 _ Fisher asked, would you ever date each other? I actually got this a few times.
We have been getting that a lot too.
A lot of people are saying that, and I think
we have an announcement. Breaking news, Zachary Reality exclusive.
You know, to be honest, I think we just get along very well. Like, even on the show itself, like, we had a similar background. Like, not only are we both Chinese, but like we came out of a really long-term relationship. His was 9 years. His was 7.5 years. Mine was 7.5 years. So it's like our experiences in our dating life are just very similar. So I think
you guys were aligned.
Yeah, like emotionally,
like a friendship,
and mature-wise, I feel like that's why we get along a lot in general. And then when I moved to LA, he was like one of the only like 4 people I think that I knew here, and I was like, hey, do you have friends? Like,
so now you guys are really close.
Yeah,
Were you
I've
close
introduced.
On
the show we weren't, because
No.
like she would always sleep in, and like I would never really hang out with her. But
Seems to be a theme with Kasey.
Yeah, she
oh my
does
God,
sleep a lot.
please. Oh my God, you try being a Twitch streamer and going to
Well, that's what I'm
Valentine's.
saying. Twitch streamers stay up so late, right?
Yeah, we usually are streaming until very late, so it's just like a night job. Like,
Gotcha.
it's just like my lifestyle. I mean, I'm like, I keep trying to fix it, but it's inevitable.
I remember when she first showed up, because I was the first one in the show, right? And then she was the last one to come out, and I was like,
Saved
wait
the
a
best
minute.
last.
I was like she was saying how she was in a long-term relationship. I was like, are you guys trying to like set us up? Because it just felt really weird. Like, we're the 2 Asians and also in long-term relationships. It just felt really weird, you know? But then, after that, like, I got to know her a little bit on the show. I was like, okay, she's kind of, honestly, I kind of thought you were a little annoying on the show. I'm not going to lie.
But we're like, why is she always crying?
You were crying a lot.
And she just loved to talk. I was just like,
I was
like, oh my gosh, Kasey's talking again. Okay,
Okay, I'm getting sibling vibes here. I'm getting big brother, little
Oh,
brother.
for sure. We fight like a lot.
Yeah,
actually.
we do.
Like,
But
it's actually annoying.
You guys need your own spin-off show.
Like, we're literally bickering all the
we
time.
should. We have a really funny dynamic. I feel like we really do.
I'm glad
but
that you
it's
came
good.
here because, like I said, me and Kasey became friends, and then I was like, well, why don't you tell Vince to come too?
Yeah, and I was
and
like,
it works
okay,
out.
that totally works out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The more,
he's here.
the more the people we have to talk about the show, you were both on it. Like, let's do it. Let's all just gather and talk about it.
Yeah.
And we're like
I love it.
actually friends. Like, we hang out all the time. Actually, like we talk pretty frequently.
Like, he knows my group of friends. I know his group of friends.
Cool.
Like, I'm going with his group of friends to Mexico in December.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like it's seamless.
Yeah. Well, I do want to ask about Asian representation. We kind of talked a little bit about this. You guys both represented the Asian community on reality TV.
Yeah.
What did that mean to you?
Oh my gosh.
It was so empowering. I was so grateful for the opportunity. I could not believe that they would want to cast an Asian woman on a reality dating show. And then when I saw you, I was like, you're kidding me.
I know, that's what I thought too. I was like, wait, there's 2 of us?
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna be the token Asian guy.
No,
and
sorry.
The show was pretty diverse.
It was so diverse. And like, I really thank like Elon for that, our executive producer, that he really kept diversity in mind.
Yeah.
Especially during this time. So it was really, really like great seeing that, you know, there were so many minorities on the show.
And you never see that. I think we actually probably are the first Asian like leads in any reality dating show in America. Like, I don't think there's ever been that.
Yeah, there's never been a lead on The Bachelor. I mean, Natalie from Love is Blind, she was one of the main characters.
Right.
That's
But then
true,
but then
yes.
she's not really in like the bachelor position, right? It's like because
Yeah.
we're here like eliminating suitors,
Yeah.
right? Like I don't think we've ever
That's fair.
really seen that.
Okay, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah,
You know what I
that does
mean?
make sense. Where we're making the decisions.
Right, we're making a decision, which is like that's really cool. Like we like that's the
awesome.
first time. So I thought it was such a landmark, you know,
We
like
got like so much screen time. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
for
Where
sure.
I see like in the past, like on other dating shows, they might be in the show, but they don't really give them much camera time at all, or like they're
Right.
sent home so early.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
like, what the heck? And it just kind of sucks. So like when I saw the way that I was portrayed on the show, I was so happy
Yeah.
because I just look like an empowering person
Yeah.
that like makes her own decisions when like Asian women in general are not viewed like that.
Well, I was going to ask, like, what do you think the Asian stereotype is that they would put on reality TV? Because you guys were just
Yeah.
shown for who you are, but I feel like back in the day when there only was that one token Asian on The Bachelor or whatever, they would
Right.
put them into a specific, like, stereotype category
Yes,
in their
always.
edit. Like, you guys got to see all of you.
I actually feel like both of us pushed against the grain of what the stereotype is. Because I feel like for an Asian woman, right, you're seen as being more submissive, a little more
submissive.
quiet, but then you are the one that's going to stand up for yourself and be loud about it, right? Like
Yeah.
you're going to be fierce about, you know, who you are and like what you want. And people aren't used to seeing that. Even for an Asian man, you're used to seeing Asian guys being more docile, a little bit more, you know, maybe more just like beta, less confident, you know, not as like great with talking to women. And then you have me who's like, I feel like I'm a very confident person. I don't really fit into that stereotype. And most of America probably doesn't see that. And there's a lot
Yeah.
of states in America where they don't even see Asian people, you know, let alone seeing what their dating life is like.
Exactly.
They only see what they see in TV. So for them, this is probably a shocker to see how we are and how this is actually real. Like, this is 2022, baby. Like,
Yeah.
Asians, we're on the come up.
I have
Like I
chills.
We're on the come up.
I literally love it. Like Asian women are just like, yes, I'll like do whatever you want to do. Like that's like their stereotype is like just to be quiet and, you know, do domestic things in the house. Like I'm not even joking, that is the stereotype.
Yeah.
And I'm like not like that at all. So the fact that they cast me, I was like, wow, this is awesome because I have such a strong personality and I'm like super independent. So I was really happy that they showed that part.
That's
and like I
awesome.
did fight back.
See, I
did
feel like
stand
a
up.
lot of guys can't handle that.
No, this is why it's so
See,
hard
she
for
had-
me to
no,
date
and she
guys.
talks to me all the time about it, and I'm like, Case, like you have a big personality. You're a handful. Like a lot of guys can't take it. They don't
They
want to
don't
Then
be
they're
with
not
that.
the right.
Women.
Then they're not the right guy for you.
Yeah.
you have to just be with someone that just accepts you for who you are.
Yeah.
and now you put yourself out there for everyone to see. So, what was like? What did you guys learn from this experience? And then, what has it been like having fans and like commentators?
I've learned to never settle for a guy ever. If there is one red flag, like go away. Like I will literally kick
One
you to
red
the
flag,
curb.
you're done.
No, you're done.
Okay,
Completely.
standards
No,
are high.
so high.
She knows her worth.
I do.
And you didn't know your worth before the show, or you just know it
I-
better now.
I know it better now. I think I
Okay.
knew I had it before, but I was too scared to like stand my ground.
Cool.
With that, like Dylan, to me, there were so many red flags, and I was like, just giving him a chance because I thought I had a connection with
Mm-hmm.
him. Whereas like now, even if I have a connection with the guy, if
Wait,
I see the red flags,
yeah,
like
yeah.
I don't really care.
Wait, I meant to ask. With Dylan was the one who said he doesn't love you off camera.
Okay, everybody
And then
is
you
so
kept him.
confused about that scene. Okay, so like, all right, I'm gonna clarify this for you.
Yeah.
So basically, they didn't really show this a lot, but he was being very much of like a gentleman on when we were hanging out. So
Okay.
like he would give me his robe, he would like hug me in the back, he would get drinks for me. So he was doing all these gentlemanly things.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't really like show like why I could fall for a guy like that, but off camera, that's why I invited him to stay over, which is like a big deal.
Yeah.
So like I invited him to come over, blah blah blah. As soon as the cameras were off, he became super unaffectionate.
Gotcha.
So like everything that he did on camera was like all for show.
Uh-huh.
So I just noticed it like in his demeanor right away. I was like,
he doesn't
who
like you.
is this?
So then what happened that you decided to keep him?
So, well, I didn't get to see him the next day, so I couldn't really do anything.
Okay.
And, you know, to be honest, like, they had to keep him on the show for a little bit longer. And I really wanted to kick him off before Vinny. Because,
But then
like,
Vinny left.
But then Vinny kicked himself
Gotcha.
out. So,
So
I'm
then
like,
he hung around longer than he was supposed to.
Right, so
but
then,
you already
like-
made up your mind.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, so he
That
was
clears
just, like,
things up.
there.
Remember we had that scene together? So we
Oh.
actually shot a scene together that didn't show up, but it was just her coming to me like asking for advice, like what should I do? And it was like she was deciding between Dylan and Simon, and I was like, girl, it's obvious. Like everything that happened with Dylan, like she was saying, like, yeah, he was just acting. Like this is not even real for him. I was like, dude, Simon's such a good ass dude, and like you had this dude who's not even for real here for you. I was like, this is not much of a secret.
So
you already know.
frustrating, and then it probably makes you question like people's genuineness in real life.
Right.
If he could just turn on
it's
so quickly with the cameras.
Yeah, and what's also scary is that I thought I had a connection with a guy, and I was falling for a guy that was just a walking red flag.
Are you guys cool now? Oh my
We have
God.
a collaboration post together that's doing great.
Okay. Oh my God.
You guys must be in love. Then.
That must be
Okay,
it.
so Vince, what did you learn about yourself from the show? What are you taking from it? And what was it like being on TV and having fans and haters?
Yeah. So, during the camp out, right? There's that scene. I think it was episode 9 or something. We had like a camp out with a fireplace. They didn't really show the group scenes, but we were all huddled around the fireplace. And I remember there was one scene where I was just talking, and I was like, dang, this is crazy that we're all here trying to find love, but at the same time, we're making all these new friends, all these producers, all these castmates. Like, life is so unpredictable. Like, we get so caught up in our 9-to-5 jobs doing the same thing, and all of a sudden you get this call from someone, that wants to put you on the show, and that just changes your life.
Yeah.
I was I'm 31 now. Like, I'm in my mind, I'm kind of like checked out of like, oh, am I making new friends? I'm trying to, do these crazy things. Like, that was never in my mind. So it's like it just really like was so eye-opening to be in that experience and be so immersed with everybody and have all these new friends and finding love at the same time. I had all these emotions going on for Eureka. I felt like that was like so special. So I really take that like in my heart, just kept going forward and just thinking like, anything's possible. Like I'm not gonna like, expect anything, but life just really has like its own plan. But having fans and everything, it's really fun. I think getting recognized because
Do you even have haters?
not really. Yeah, I think
Not until this podcast comes out. I'm sure you said something. I mean, like, I can't imagine, like, on a lot of other shows, they critique everything you do.
Right.
And I'm sure you guys gotten that a little bit, or maybe people just don't tell you.
Oh, yeah.
Because some people are probably talking shit about you guys right now watching the show.
Yeah.
They're not everyone DMs it to you.
Oh,
Right.
well, I've been getting DMs.
So what was the worst one you got? Or give me an example of one you got.
Can I like take it out?
Yeah, take it
I'm
out.
gonna call this person out. I've been waiting for this moment.
You're going to call them out? You're going to share
oh
their
my God.
name?
She shares
I'm not
all
gonna share their name.
like
I don't share them all.
I know, but on your IG story too, you'll post
I
and
don't
like
blame that. Honestly, like some people are
Because someone
so
needs to
rude.
speak up. Also,
It's funny.
out of
Some
like
people-
everyone I share on Instagram, there's like 20 more that I didn't share.
Yeah.
Like, you know
Some
what I
people
mean?
just need to be put in their place.
Also quick announcement, me and Kasey got verified today.
Yes,
oh my God,
we
yes.
did!
They
Literally.
both just got verified. Vince got verified like 10 minutes before
Yeah.
we started recording.
I got verified at noon today.
And I'm getting verified tomorrow.
Yes! I love it.
Yes.
Hold on, I'm trying to find this, like,
Your haterade.
my hater read. Because, like, this
Wow.
one, it was, like, so much effort for this person.
Did you save it?
I took a picture of it, and I sent it to my friends. Here it is. Oh,
Read it in a dramatic voice.
listen here. I get you're in your 30s and you think you made it because you're on a reality TV show now. First off, get over yourself. Like, we get it. You're on TV. Yay! But you literally post and brag about it every time. Like, laughing face. Like, what do you need people to be like, quote unquote? Oh my God, Kasey's on TV. She's going to be big time one day. Get real. Another thing I can see why guys don't want to date you, ... Your type seems annoying already. So please continue to keep posting you on TV. It's probably the only thing you got going for you. Clap, clap, clap.
What?
Also, if you're not scared to face me, you wouldn't post this on your story just for people to be on your side. They feel the same way as I do, but don't have the guts to tell you. Good luck chasing that blue check mark you won't ever get on here.
Oh, bang
And now
bang.
she has the blue check mark.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
thank you.
do you have?
I know.
So what's your? Did you respond?
I didn't because he put too much effort.
Gotcha.
So like the only ones I'll like put up are ones that are like talking about my body
Gotcha.
or like more surface things.
Gotcha.
But like things when like they take the time to write a novel.
Well, and they're
I
following
don't want to
you.
give them attention. Like,
You're
that's
like,
annoying.
what do you expect her to post? She's on a show. She wants everyone to watch
Of course,
it.
I'm gonna
duh.
promote my TV show, you dumbasses.
Yeah.
Like, hello.
And
That's
she
our
does have a lot more
job.
going for her than just the show.
Yeah, thanks.
She's also a streamer.
Yeah, I was a content creator and a successful one before I even get on.
She has
the
a cute
show.
dress on.
Thank you.
She's gonna find a man soon.
for sure.
Honestly, you're booked and busy.
I am.
You are. Okay, so where are you guys at? Do you have a hate message too, Vince, or no?
I'm looking. I think
I have so many.
Okay.
I don't really get DMs, but like it'll be about me and Eureka. They're like, oh, sounds like you guys are letting somewhat minuscule things overwhelm you and let a good one get away again. Or like, things like
Those are
that.
so little. Oh, I got called yesterday. Not ugly, but you're definitely a slut.
Damn.
Yeah, I
Like,
get
who
these
would
like
do
all the
that?
time.
You get some
And I'm
mean
glad that
some
it's
ones.
not
nasty
like
ones.
it doesn't seem that it's affecting you that much. Like
Well,
you know who you are.
The ones like that aren't, but the one in my DM, I was like, dude, are you serious?
Yeah.
But then like I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get verified, so
Yeah,
he can
yeah.
go see that himself.
Wait, so
He spoke into existence. Like because he sent that, boom, dude,
Yeah.
you just got this.
and now you're verified. Wait, so I
Literally.
posted a TikTok the other day and I was wearing lipstick, like just because
I
I wanted to
saw
go for the
that.
shock
So
factor.
cute.
And it was like bright red lipstick. And someone commented from an anonymous account. They're like, that lipstick looks horrible on you. And then one of my followers defended me. They're like, what do you get out of saying that? And then the person replied, nothing. I just wanted to let him know. And I was just
I love when my
cracking laughing.
followers like
oh my gosh.
like talk shit to them too.
Yeah.
It's
That
hilarious.
that's funny to me.
Yeah.
Like most of the haters, I feel like you have to just laugh it off because it's
You
kind
do.
of funny what people say.
It is. I
Like
get
they
it all
care
the
so
time.
much. Like they're taking time out of their own lives to like
It's like just
Care
says
That
so
about
much.
paragraph was mean though.
Yeah, this was like actually
some of the
very
stuff
mean.
is funny.
But
Like
like
the-
the more surface ones are very easy to ignore.
Yeah.
Like I get racist and sexist ones all the time on my
Yeah.
Twitch streams. I'm just like, oh, I'm just gonna ban you now. And then if I'm in the
Block.
mood, I'll call them out. I'll
Yeah.
just be like, oh, do you think that's appropriate for you to say? Because let me tell you about yourself. And then I'll like
Period.
insult them. And I'm like,
Period.
this
Oh
is
my
an
gosh.
example of what happens if you ever talk to me like this again.
Yeah.
And like everybody will know that.
she goes hard. She'll send me like screenshots of like all these haters, and then her whole response, I'm like, Case, I would just ignore it. Like,
Yeah.
why do you even give the, like,
No one
give them
That's the
life?
thing.
into it.
But that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like I want to also let them know that I'm just not sitting back and crying about it.
Yeah.
You know, like I want them to know like this is not an okay way to talk to a woman.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like for certain ones, I'll feel it out to see if I want to reply to them. And some of them, I don't.
Yeah.
But if I want to, yeah, I'll do it. And I'll post it on my stories because I'm trying to set an example for other women also to speak up, for themselves.
That's
Because,
awesome.
because no, I'm serious. Like,
Like now she's just petty.
no, I do it. I'm serious. Like
No,
I want
I
to
got you.
inspire women, and like literally, I get this stuff even in person, like in my dating life now.
Oh, shit.
And like men are insulting me, and I'm just not gonna sit by and just ghost them because they're never gonna know what they did wrong because they
Yeah.
are literally what's wrong with society.
See, like, I feel
So-
like, how do you have the energy to do all of that? Because it's like you have to, you're like going in on them, and each one, I'm just like, dude, how do you
Not
have
each
the?
one. I get thousands of hate messages a day. I respond to like 2,
Oh.
1 maybe.
Well, it
You
sounds
know?
like you're taking the right approach.
Yeah.
And we're living for it over here. And I want to see you on another season
Oh,
of
thank
the one
you.
that got away, season 2.
We'll see.
Thank you guys so much for being here. This
Thank
was
you so
so
much
much
for
fun.
having
First time in studio. Did I do a good job as a host?
Oh,
You did
yeah,
an
that's
amazing job. Look
fantastic.
at all the
Oh my God,
research
oh my
you did.
God.
I'm so
I
impressed.
know.
Okay, I had,
We
okay, I
had
had
a
to go
great
full
time.
document. I watched the show. You guys should all watch it if you have not already. I actually liked it, and you guys know I watch every reality show.
That's right.
I'm telling you, this is the Zachary reality stamp of approval. I'm the one that got away. Where can everyone follow you, and what do you got coming up?
Yeah.
You can follow me, Kasey Ma. It's my name. KASEYMA.
People spell your name wrong all the time.
That's why I'm spelling
It's-
it. So
I'll
like,
have
don't
it in the
spell
link
it
below.
wrong.
I'll have it down below.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that's on all socials.
Okay.
Twitter has 2 underscores after it. Don't ask me why. And what am I up to? I'm actually starting a business, a gaming accessories business,
Cool.
catered towards females, actually, because we're all about that empowerment. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh, I thought we were punching,
pound.
but
Fist
yeah,
pounds.
I'm starting that. I have some investors now, so it's actually going to be like a very full-time thing soon.
But there's big moves coming for Kasey Ma.
Big moves.
Yeah. For me, yeah, you can follow me at Vince Shu. No underscore on my IG. I think my TikTok and Twitter has 1 underscore. Yeah, I'm a personal injury attorney. So I handle, like I have a real job
hire him,
going to this.
guys.
He has a
Yes.
real job.
So if you
You
get
need to hire
hurt,
me too.
yeah, if you get hurt, anything, I love what I do. I'm very passionate about it. I never really thought to be an influencer or anything like that, but now I guess I'm doing that on the side because it's really fun.
And
Actually,
I'm showing him the ropes.
I love making reels and stuff. I think it's fun. Like me and
Yeah.
Casey are probably gonna do a lot of content together.
Yeah.
You'll see it coming out.
We're gonna make some content right after this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of his amazement on his Instagram are because I took them.
and also hers, I took them too. So
I mean, I have
let's
a
be
lot of
fair.
amazing photos, but we'll give you
I've
some
taken a
credit.
lot of them.
And you're also gonna figure things out with Eureka.
That's
Yes.
right. Yes,
And we can expect to see you guys hanging out in Los Angeles.
yeah.
Next week.
You can see me on dates in Los Angeles. Like, you'll probably find me everywhere.
If you see Kasey, go up to her.
Please say hi. I am
Say
so
hi.
actually friendly.
Oh, yeah.
So,
me too.
yes,
Yeah,
I will
say hi.
always say hi to anyone that
Cool.
recognizes me.
Cool. Did you everything you got it?
Yeah,
Vince,
pretty much.
follow
You know,
him?
me and Eureka are gonna hang out. I think everyone's really invested on if it's gonna work out. Just follow my IG. I'm gonna post stories. I'm sure she is too. And you guys will kind of see a relationship grow. And I hope you guys are rooting for us. I am definitely. So I'm pretty optimistic on how things are gonna go.
Cool.
So cute. Love it.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys again. And thank
Thank
you all
you.
so much for listening and watching. Make sure to subscribe, rate, review, thumbs up, comments. And you guys can check me out at Zachary Reality on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I'm always covering reality TV shows. I watch all of them. And I kind of know a lot about them. That sounded so bad. Maybe
He knows his shit, okay? Fucking follow.
Say
Let's
it.
go.
Why aren't you pressing the subscribe button, you losers?
Ding,
Thank
ding,
you.
ding. Let's
Oh my
go.
God. Okay.
We need a thumbs up, a
where's
comment, and a
that?
subscribe.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Okay, honestly. Okay. And thank you guys so much. Goodbye. I love you guys for listening, and I will talk to you guys later.
Bye.
See ya.
Peace,
Bye.
Peace.